So I've had a lot of people ask me about motivation. So let's talk about motivation. My name is Shane. I stream, I make content, and I'm here to make your day a little bit better. Now, motivation is such a crappy catch-all word for so many things because what motivates one person is not necessarily going to motivate another person. I've been talking to a lot of people in different Discords. Discord is a platform where you can talk to other gamers or whoever you want to. It's a lot like Skype for anyone who's not familiar with it. You can video chat as well in here. And I constantly get people already keep saying stuff like, well, you're doing so good, how do you do it and stuff. And this isn't really going to be a streaming video as much as a genuine, down-to-earth talk about motivation. Now, to give you some background on this, my motivation comes from a deep sort of intrinsical fear that I don't do enough in my day-to-day. And I've said that in vlogs already. When I have my bad kicks of insomnia, it comes from a day of dissatisfaction or something where I'm like, I could have done this and I only got to here and it's not what I wanted. And so I get a lot of my motivation from that kind of inner gut fire, if you will, of I'm not gonna be just okay or just good enough. And a lot of people do that and they don't give themselves room to fail enough because there's a lot, and I mean a lot, I have no idea about what I'm doing right now when it comes to streaming and content creation. What I do is I read a lot of stuff and I watch a lot of videos, but you also have to be careful when trying to motivate yourself into learning something. Let's say you want to learn an instrument or you want to learn a new career or whatever the case. You have to be very careful at the same time not to overanalyze. You will get analysis paralysis, which sounds like a catchy song from the 60s. It is not, as far as I know. And you won't actually get anything done. And that's also frustrating. So let's talk about my motivation. And this is gonna get a little bit philosophical, if you will. A lot of my motivation came from a part of my life a few years ago where I made a defining change, about 5 years ago now, 6. Anyways, and I said, I'm gonna do what it takes in my life to make me happy. I looked through a lot of things about spirituality and life and the universe and all this stuff, and I realized a few simple facts. One, we are on a very, very small blue dot that is in a vast cosmos of a universe, and a lot of stuff just doesn't matter. Okay, that's the first thing I realized. Very, very optimistic. And you meet me, and a lot of people in the stream, everything's like, you're so happy, you're so optimistic. I'm like, well, that's because a lot of fluff just doesn't affect me. So spiritually, mortality-wise, I'm like, okay, so a lot of stuff doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. That's simple. 1, 2, 300 years, whatever the case, from now, very likely a lot of us won't be known. And that's just a fact. That's not even me trying to be like dark or morbid or anything. It's life, you know? How much do you know about your great-grandparent? Your great-great-grandparent? So that's the first thing I learned when I was trying to figure this out and motivating myself. I'm like, okay, so there's that. So then it is, what is the meaning of life? Everyone's gonna say 42 from that, you know, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But really, you don't know, and no one does. And so my thing on that became just be happy. When I made that my number one goal of motivation, everything started clicking into place. Making happiness your number one goal is weird because you have to then start looking at so many things in the loop of it that contribute to it. I could do a whole video here, and I might, on my 3 pillars that I truly believe. And I don't know if I read that from somewhere or if it's a combination of like all the different books and the talks I listened to, but the 3 pillars of what I think your life has into it, you really have to look at what makes you happy, what doesn't, what contributes, what doesn't. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna put happiness first because we don't know what happens afterwards. There's no way to know, and you can have faith, But faith on your hardest day is difficult because there's no tangibility to it. And I was really into church a lot when I was younger. I played guitar in a little church band even, and I would go to all the youth groups. I did trips to other states to like help out homeless people, and then they went snowboarding. That was a crazy trip. A kid broke his neck on that trip. Anyways, the thing is, faith only got me so far because I said it's not tangible. And when you're having that bad day, your significant other breaks up with you, or a friend dies, or you break a freaking bone, or find out you have possible cancer. Faith only gets you so far, usually, when you don't have that other structure built, that community and goals and everything there. So motivation number 2 was deciding I am going to focus on happiness because faith will only get me so far in this. And if your faith is stronger than that, go for it. 100% say go for it. I feel like it's difficult nowadays with the knowledge we have to be fully into a faith-based system. And I say have faith and have spirituality, but it's going to become more and more difficult the further we go in life with technology and everything else to easily have that. And I think eventually you're going to kind of feel like a pariah. Anyways, a pariah in certain circles as it goes. So stuff is small, doesn't matter as much. Focus on happiness is 2. And then honestly, the third factor of what got me moving was a freaking meme of all things. And I mean, I think it'd be interesting meeting him one day, but it's Shia LaBeouf. I swear to God, I'm not joking with you at all on this. The Shia LaBeouf meme where he says, just do it. Just do it! And I ignored it, scrolled past it, whatever, social media, scroll, and it kept popping up. And it was the highlight of this meme that was just constantly getting shared at the time. And I remember finally getting so annoyed, I said, fine, I'm just gonna do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. And so that year, I made a lot of changes in my life. A lot of changes. I got out of a very bad situation that I was in relationship-wise. And it was a lot of problems in both ways and a lot of being too young to really understand things, I would say, then. And I started trying to decide what I wanted to do going forward. I think that if you could do those 3 things motivation-wise every day, you can suddenly start seeing huge growth. And it is little stuff doesn't matter, focus on happiness, and just do it. Combine these 3 things, and honest to God, you will see yourself soar. Now, it is not just a simple, okay, I'll follow this, because life doesn't work that way. There's gonna be so many little rocks thrown at you, and everyone's skin is different in thickness on how you can handle those rocks. Okay. If you're in the Discord with me, you know for a fact that a few weeks ago, I had a very bad day at work. I don't work much as it is right now with everything going on, but I had a day and I got yelled at by like 5 different customers, and I was not okay with that. And I think I think I did do a video on that one as well, just how frustrating that day was. And, skin thickness in these situations will vary for everyone. It's not something that we expect you to easily handle, but handle it how best you can. I can definitely continue with this motivation theme, and I think that I will strongly maintain once a week I do something based on motivation, really talk about it. I am not a Tony Robbins or Tim Ferriss or Eric Thomas, all these different names to throw out at you, who can just rah-rah speech you into happiness. But what I can do is I can worksheet this out with you, if you will, and analyze this stuff. I have some things I would like you to read that we can get into a later date as well. My personal philosophy on a lot of things is stoicism, which pisses off my significant other like no other, because I'll say stuff like I can get hit by a bus and that's life. She doesn't like that, but that is life. And just understanding those things. And that will give you a good perspective into who I am, but it also hopefully will help me help you even more. Last little one, like I said, the 3 things to focus on. The world is small, focus on happiness, and just do it. Do it! Try that for a week, see what happens, get back to me on this. But yeah, we're gonna be definitely focusing more on some of this motivational topic stuff. It is a core value in my life that I absolutely try and push every single day that I can. Does it always work? No, but that's the part about motivation. And yeah, quick little thing. We're really gonna be trying to push forward on all these channels here this month into the next. If you can help me, I would really appreciate that. We need to hit at least 100 subscribers here on YouTube. If you help me push that, thank you so much. I want to hit 100 subscribers, if not by May, the very beginning of May. On Twitch, I want to hit 300 followers. We're not far away from it, and I would love to do it. And if I can hit 200 to 300 followers on the Facebook page as well, that'd be awesome. From the last video you saw, we now have shirts. That actually helps me out directly. If you ever want to get a shirt, thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. Follow on all the socials. Likes, click, subscribe, all those things with the stuff. We're gonna be getting a new camera soon-ish. My birthday's in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens then. And anyways, yeah, this is this video. Motivation will be here more and more. I'm here to help you, but most importantly, try and have a nice day.